about the unconventional African.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Elizabeth. We're here with another episode of the Unconventional African, but this season has spice. We are on season 2, and I have some champion girls here with me to do and start off the season right. This is our first episode, and I'm here with the CEOs of CeCe's Closet NYC. My girls, how are you guys doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm too good even. I'm so excited to have you guys here. Y'all are like an inspiration, like truly unconventional. When I tell you I stumbled across these young ladies on Instagram, I said, they have clothing brand. In New York City. I'm proud of them. If you come and see their head wrap, they even now come and enter skincare. Hey, I said, these girls are next level and they must be on here. They need to come and tell their stories so you people can also see how we are doing it on the East Coast. Shebi, that's right.
Yes.
Okay. It's not only on the South Side that people are doing things unconventional. We are here on the East Coast showing you how they do it. So, without further ado, I would like for you ladies to introduce yourself, starting with you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having us on. My name is Chioma Ngwudo. I'm co-founder and CEO of CeCe's Closet NYC. This has been such a labor of love, and we're super excited. I really can't get over how this is sounding. It sounds really good. So,
of course, you will sound good. I mean, girl, like, yeah, it's supersonic African.
I don't like the way my voice sounds, but this is like, I can deal with this voice. I can listen to her. She sounds good.
You will always sound good. My dear, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Uchenna, and I'm the other co-founder of CeCe's Closet.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad to have you guys. Like, you don't even understand. We would like to know more about your company. Like, what is it about? What does it entail? I know it's a clothing brand, but I know that there's more into your clothing brand or just the brand in general. So could you tell us more about it?
Yeah, sure. So we started in 2015, which sounds like crazy to say because it's like been almost 4 years now.
Look at God.
So like we thank God like
exactly.
every day, right, that we've made it this far. But yeah, so it all started out like with just a trip to Nigeria. Like I basically went back for my grandfather's remembrance after college, and I had been like having ideas of starting a business on my mind, but I wasn't quite sure what it was going to be. And I already like took a job in consulting, so that was going to happen.
Wow.
And when I was there, I kind of just like, at that point, I hadn't been in Nigeria in like 10 years, basically. So I was like really taken aback by just like the beauty of the culture. Because I think when you stay in the West, you kind of get pulled into like all this like poverty porn. Like you end up seeing like all of like the bad stuff, but no one shows you like the value, the beauty of the culture that's
we
there.
Get mansions in Africa. Oh.
Yes.
Better mansions than in America. We have money. We build our house with stone. We make sure that they don't know.
It's true. It's made of stone. You drop your phone in a house and your phone not going to bounce back.
If you drop your phone in a house in Nigeria, in Ghana, in any of those African homes that are built very well, you'll see it will shatter right before your eyes.
No, my phone is currently broken because I dropped it in Nigeria.
Is it not what I said?
It's true. But so when I was there, I kind of was just really re-inspired and like kind of reinvigorated by our culture. And I wanted to find a way to share that. So initially I came back and I just came back with these like 2 clutches for myself and my sister. And I was just like, these are really dope. I want to wear them to my graduation party. Like my sister's my best friend. I want her to be cute like me too.
Oh my gosh, my sister's my best friend.
So I brought them back and we were wearing them at my graduation party, and people kept asking me about them, being like, oh, where can I get one? Like, this is really cute. And I was like, well, you can hop on a flight, go to Lagos.
Okay.
Like, you can hit up this guy. He can make you one real quick. It'll be really cute. Like, you got a couple grand to throw down. There you go. You got your bag. And they were like, so no, I don't have that. And I was like, okay. So there's a need here. People want this. So I was like, let me see how I can bring it from Nigeria and bring it to the US. And then I was just like, I really wanted my sister to be a part of it because like there's literally no one whose style I trust more or whose like creativity or like sense of fashion that I like actually like look up to as much. So I was just like, hey, Chen, will you do this with me? And like her being like my big sis was just like, I'm gonna help you out.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. That's like, first of all, that's inspiring that the first person you think about is your sister. Like, that's a lesson to people that are listening. Think your family, they there for you. They could be your managers. They could be the people handling your stuff. They could be the people co-founding things with you. Look right there at home first. You're trying to partner with all these people that would disappoint you somewhere down the line. Partner with your sister, because if she misbehaves, you can't tell your parents.
That is true.
Get her into line.
I tell my mama, but I think not everyone is as blessed to have like good relationships with their siblings.
Facts.
Like I think Uchenna and I have always been really close, so that's like something that I was lucky to have. So like, of course, when I thought of something, like she was the first person that I thought of that I wanted to do this with.
That's really inspiring. You guys are definitely unconventional. Like, it's something that you noticed was a need in your community, and you were like, well, instead of having people hop on flights, put down money, it's better for me to bring it closer to them.
Exactly.
And you can monetize on that and create something for yourself, because I don't know about you guys. I am tired of punching in and punching out. Somebody else is eating on my sweat. When you can sweat and work for your own stuff. And that's really inspiring. Like, I love you guys already. I love your sistership. I love the fact that, you guys basically started on something that you didn't even know what it was, but you moved on faith. And that was really dope.
That's so true. And I think like there are definitely like different times where like you're like, oh, is this going to work? Or like what's going to happen? There are always like little signs to keep us moving forward. Cause like we definitely started out, we didn't have like funding or anything like that. We were just like investing our paychecks like every 2 weeks, like investing into the business and building the business that way. So we were stepping out on faith, because that's money that we could have been saving or investing in something else, but we were investing in ourselves. So That was really dope.
Now, that's a word for somebody. Look, you might not like your job now, my dear, but work and invest in your own self.
Mm. And also, I'll say I'm like a big proponent of like doing both. Like you should invest in the market too. Like, yeah, the market's doing some funky stuff right now, but like, that's just we're in earnings season, so that's just what's happening. But you should definitely always be, even if you don't have something that you're necessarily saving for, you don't know what your business idea is yet or anything like that, you should always be financially like making sure that you have the safety net, because like nothing is guaranteed in life. So you need to be ready and stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
That is a logo. Somebody needs to write down the shit. Can you say that again?
I think someone has written that down, because I heard it before.
Okay, because
but you gotta stay ready, so you don't gotta get ready.
Because that's definitely like, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Like, investing in yourself is probably the best thing that you can ever do in this lifetime. Because like you said, you don't know tomorrow. If anything happens, you can't work. At least the thing that you have invested in will now be able to be something that you could benefit off of.
That's true. Exactly.
And it's better to do it when you're young. Because I feel like, especially, like, I don't know about y'all, but, like, in my experience, a lot of Africans that I'm around, the first thing they say is, oh, yeah, when I get older, I'll retire and I'll go to Nigeria and start a business. You're going to wait until then.
I just feel like there is positivity that comes out of, like, having a sense of delayed gratification. But it's just, like, I felt like, I would hear that same thing from my parents over and over again. And I'm just like, if I spend my whole life waiting and I go tomorrow, like, I will never experience those things that I, like, longed for or wanted or, like, aspired to have. It's like, it's not necessarily guaranteed that, like, when you're, like, 40 or 50 or whatever, that you're still going to be around.
Tell them, girl.
My idea.
And that you're still going to be able to do the things that you dreamed of doing in the past. Like, industries change, tastes change, styles change. So that's something. And even you change. Like, you might be like, oh, I'm not gonna have no kids. You 40, you got 4 kids, and they all got school fees. So where you going?
Now they're going to Ivy League. One doesn't have scholarship. You're paying out of pocket. I'm not speaking from experience. Hey, things is very right now, especially the age that we're in, is very right now. Like, if you don't do it now, tomorrow somebody's gonna either bring out your idea or come up with something better. And I believe what you say, like delayed gratification is great, but if God gives you a vision and impresses it upon your heart, move forth. Because let me tell you, he can get the rocks to cry out. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll use somebody else. Like, you have the vision. Don't worry about, like, the ways in which you're going to get to it. You have the vision. Just take the first step. And everything will fall into place. Like y'all said, like, there's times where it's kind of getting rough and you're like, what? Another door opens? What? Because it's your purpose.
Exactly. And I think also about that, like, I think some people feel like they just see all, like, the sexy, like, startups, and they're like, oh, I got to have, like, this office. Like, I got to have, like, 10 employees. I got to have venture backing just to, like, do anything. And I don't think that's not the way that most businesses start.
Facts.
First.
Facts.
And like, and like for Black businesses especially, like, that's just not our reality right now. So I think that you have to start with what you have and do what you can to push yourself forward, right? Because we didn't get to where we are today. People are like, oh, look at all the followers, like, you guys are making money, like, you guys have all these, like, customers and all that stuff. And we didn't just appear, like, it wasn't just we just appeared here today and they were, like, all there. Like, we worked for it. We built it. Like, it took time. Like, it's been 4 years. Like, it wasn't overnight. Like, when we started out, we had 0 followers. Granted, I got all my friends to follow. They was really nice,
but that's when you get your friends and family.
Right?
Sis, you haven't followed me?
Yeah, no, that's when I was really looking at them all sometimes. I was like, oh, so you hate like my latest post? What you been doing? Because I see you liking that meme over there. Oh. What about my post?
Ooh.
Yep, I was that person. But like, yeah, so like you got to start from somewhere and then you start building up and you continue to expand. But you have to start. Like, you can't get to point B, like to point Z, unless you got to point B first. Like A to B, and then you get to Z. It's every single step.
My dear, you study philosophy. Yeah, speaking it. You are speaking
so funny.
Because it's the truth. Like, we're sitting here we're honestly, like, the times that we're in is the popcorn effect. Everybody wants to be Cardi B today. Everybody wants to be Beyonce. Everybody wants to have their own line of this and that and that. But they want to wake up and have it. Mm-hmm. And the saying is not true. I woke up like this. You didn't. You didn't wake up like this. You didn't just wake up and you were this superstar. You didn't just wake up and you had 1 million followers. You didn't just wake up and you had all this money. There was something in the background that was taking effect. And that's why we have this platform, because we want people to come and tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because we see things on social media and it looks so glamorous, like this person just started out like this. But it's not true. And we need to encourage each other, like when we're in the valleys, that, oh, you know, you do have bad days. Everybody's going to have bad days. People are going to lose out on money trying to follow their dream. People are going to, you know, lose out on hope sometimes. You know, sometimes you got to just be like, sis, your crown is falling. I got you. It's tilting. I'm going to hold it up for you. You know, oh, people ain't following you. Well, I'm going to post you on my page to try to get my followers to follow you. Like, we got to help each other out in this because, you know, a lot of times what I've discovered, especially in the African community, we're not all supporting each other like we should. Like, we should all come together. Like, not just Africans, but I'm using them as an example. Like, we should all, it should be nothing for me to repost your post. It should be nothing for me to tell people, oh, they have a sale. Oh, they're doing this event.
And with stories, it's even easier. You don't even got a screenshot no more. There's a little arrow button. Just put it in the story.
And it doesn't take anything from you. Mm-hmm. You don't stop eating. You don't stop drinking. You don't stop moving. So what is it? You're already on Instagram anyway. So we need to help each other move to the next level. Like you said, you got your friends and, you know, a lot of your family to follow you when you first started out. And now look at where you guys are today.
Yeah. And I also think that, like, it shouldn't all be transactional, right? Like, you should also, like, want to genuinely get to know people, because I think everyone has something of value, but, like, also friendship is, like, real. Like, when we have, like, our friends over for dinner, like, those dinners, like, feed our soul, right? Because, like, you can't just work all the time. You can't just be all business. Like, you also need to, like, have a personal life. Uchenna likes to remind me that I can't just sit there and, like, be in my room working or, like, watch a TV. Like, I got to talk to people, because, like, that's how you learn.
It's funny because you're the younger one, right? So my sister is just like that. My sister is more of an introvert. Me, I like to have parties. I like to have gatherings. Mm-hmm. I want people to cook and eat. Even if we don't eat, just be in each other's faces, just talking, gisting. And you're right. Like, genuine relationship is like very important. And if you don't have genuine relationship, it's really hard for you to actually like feel comfortable. And that's another thing that, you know, we have to also like break. Like, it's not about like popularity. It's nobody that like, what do they say? Clout. I feel like everybody says like, oh, you know, like you do anything for clout. I feel like this age, like it's about the clout too. But no, it's about genuine relationships. Like, you know, build a genuine relationship. Be my sister. And we'll help each other win. You know what I'm saying? Be my genuine friend. Because like you said, you never know what anybody can bring to the table. Mm-hmm. I have a question for you guys though. So when you were growing up, what did you want to be? What did you envision yourself? And this is for both of you guys to answer.
Really? You know, honestly, it's so interesting that you asked that question. I think growing up, I always knew I was going to be some kind of creative because I was always creating like something. Like, so, and like Chioma can attest to this, whether it was like, you know, drawing outfits and or like it was so funny, like Chioma and I thought that you can only draw on graph paper. So we used to take a ruler and like make our own graph paper because we were resourceful AF. And then we took our parents' like fax machine and made copies.
Wow, you people are super.
And then we drew like clothes and stuff on that. And then I loved creative writing. So I used to write songs. I wrote stories and I would pass them on the bus, on the van, and like read it to people and stuff like that. And then tried like writing like a novel. I wrote a lot of poetry because that was like my favorite genre. And I thought I was going to be a journalist. I did. I wanted to be like an editor for Vanity Fair because I loved their feature articles, and it was something that like I looked forward to in high school. Just getting like a deep introspective understanding of like who these people were and like what it takes for them to put out their best art. So like, yeah, I love Vanity Fair. And that's who like I wanted to be. But then I went to college and then I saw that all of Condé Nast and all of these big magazine houses weren't paying on their internships. And that wasn't great for my financial situation. So I ended up discovering like finance and econ, and I went that route for a bit.
Wow.
But yeah.
Wow. Whew. Girl. Come on, creative. Come on, creative. I should have made you do a poem right here.
Yeah, well, honestly, I don't like spoken word, and I'm
she gonna fax you one. She gonna pass you one in the van.
Yeah,
okay?
I was about to say, girl,
yeah,
just pass me when I read it for you.
Because I have a strong respect for like the written word, and I think like it can touch and reach people in a way that like I guess some conversations can't. Yeah. Like I just remember feeling the first time I read Half of a Yellow Sun.
Ooh.
By Chimamanda. And
I love that.
I was like 16. And up until that point, I'd never read a book that had like an Igbo name. And I didn't understand like the latent privilege in that. You know, lack of privilege in like reading a book and seeing names that you identify with culturally, and like food and like experiences,
even expressions that you
you just get it, and it reaches you, it touches you in your like soul, you know. And I hope that like, you know, the art that we're continuing to create today like touches Black women in a profound way. But it was just so meaningful to me, and I felt understood and I felt seen, and I think it also helped me feel beautiful as well. So thanks, Chioma and Dad.
I was going to say shout out to Auntie Chioma. That Half of a Yellow Sun, I'm telling you, after reading her words and then watching the movie, I cried.
You cried, yeah.
I cried because it's so powerful. Every word was strategically placed perfectly. Like, everything she said had a meaning, but like you said, I could identify with it. I was like, what? A Nigerian writer? What?
And not even just that, it's like having, I'm just going all the way there, having, like, telling the story through the lens of a Nigerian woman who is Igbo and also, like, of a deep skin tone.
Yes.
It's just, like, it's so necessary and so real, because I think a lot of times that's, like, a perspective that we just don't even hear.
Come on, melanin popping. Come on, melanin popping. Yes.
Especially in American pop culture. And I think she's sort of, like, helped put, like, Nigerians in, like, a positive light in terms of, like, our contribution to, like, art within this, like, current generation.
Which is true. Like, even just this past summer, how everybody was singing Brown Skin Girls. It was the first time I actually heard that song, like, I actually got emotional. Like, it was a dope song, but I was just like, why did it take so long for you guys to realize we were here? You know what I'm saying? Like, now it's, like, so big, and everybody, anytime you hear people are dancing, but, like, we've always been brown skin.
Yeah.
Our skin always looked like pearls, but y'all just now, like, getting hip to it.
And embracing it. And that's what we like to do in a lot of our marketing. Like, you'll see there's, like, a broad array of, like, Black women, because we just realize, like, that sense of being, like, seen and, like, feeling beautiful is, like, something that we feel that all, like, Black women should feel and should experience, no matter where they fall in, like, the color spectrum. So, yeah.
Yes, girl. Everything you're saying is very true, and it literally is very powerful, because everybody should feel beautiful, because we're all uniquely made.
In His image.
All uniquely made, and it's just really powerful. We're going to switch gears. What did you want to be growing up?
Okay.
Ooh.
So I wanted to find some way to talk for a living. So I like to talk a lot. Like, that's what I did. Like, I would talk people out of their money. Like, I would pop my uncle's collar, be like, owe me $1. That's how I got money at all these parties.
So you got a hustler.
I guess you could say that. I was a young hustler.
Okay, hustler.
Out here in Brooklyn, you know, just trying to get by. But I think, like, the things that I loved to do the most was, one, read. Like, you would always find me with a book, because my mom wouldn't let me watch TV. So I was, like, reading a lot of books. And I could read and finish just about anything. So, and because I like to talk a lot, everyone's like, oh, you should be, like, a lawyer, because you talk a lot and you can read a lot. That's what you need to be a lawyer. So that's what I was like, okay, I can do that. Like, that works. I got good grades. Like, you know, might as well. And then when I went to college, actually, it was in high school. There was this program that was, like, at an investment bank, like Morgan Stanley. And they were just, like, they had a program for, like, high school students to, like, get jobs at the bank. And I was just like, oh, cool. So y'all gonna pay me? I'm just be here. Like, the work wasn't that hard. And I was just like, oh, so I get paid for the summer. And I was like, why not? So I did that for a couple of years. And then I got, like, kind of bored of finance. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to just be a consultant instead, because at that point, I had decided that I wanted to go into business, because I felt like that was, like, a better fit for me. And I wasn't really trying to go to law school. So then I was just like, okay, I'll do consulting, because I wanted to, like, because I knew that I wanted to start a business and own a business and, like, build something impactful. And I thought that since I didn't quite know what it was yet, I thought that consulting would be a great way for me to, like, learn how businesses run, like, learn how the big guys do it. What do they do when they have problems? How do they solve those problems? And so I got to work on a lot of, like, big deals and, like, learn a lot that way too. And then the idea for CeCe's Closet came, like, right after I graduated and after I already signed it, and I'd spent my signing bonus. So I was going to that job. So that was kind of my story, but I think I, like, pivoted a lot. I think I never, like, had, like, just, like, one thing that I wanted to do. It was more like, oh, these are the things that you're good at and these, like, fit. So I was like, okay.
Cool. Man, it's really interesting to hear both of you guys as sisters, you know, just what y'all dreams were, because sometimes I like to, like, go back to when I was younger and think about the things I enjoyed and like to do. And I'm like, am I doing that? And that's kind of how the podcast came about. I was like, what? I'm a nurse. And I'm like,
there's nothing wrong with being a nurse, girl.
Which is nothing wrong with that. But I was like, is this what I always wanted to be? you know? Because funny enough, my patients, my coworkers, everyone likes me because they're like, you come with this charisma, you make us laugh, stuff like that.
Really
like, and like legit, I have patients that will come in sick, and they're like, thank you for finally making me laugh. And I'm like, God, I'm thinking that, you know, I really wasn't meant to be a nurse and all this stuff, but he actually used my talent from what I was thinking about from when I was young to actually contribute to making a difference in other people's lives.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And you can use it anywhere. All those talents, dreams, and things like that you had when you were younger, they're still relevant in whatever field that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not, find a field that it is relevant, because that's your inner true happiness, right? When you're young, that's your pure like joy stage. So that's pretty awesome. I do have a quick question though. Did y'all parents want y'all to be anything specific, or did you come out the womb and they were like, this one, Uchenna, you look like a doctor.
Exactly.
That's exactly what they said.
Like, I was supposed to be a pediatrician, because I like to help children, but I was a child myself, and
hey, that sounds like my
I was
dad.
incredibly shy, and I don't think I would want to help any child besides myself. Like, so it's so funny because it's like I really cannot stand the sight of blood. I even at my big age, I can't even see myself getting a shot. So it's just kind of like, it just like isn't what works. Now, if I could be a healthcare administrator.
Oh,
I could turn a hospital around.
Okay.
Quick.
But that's that, because you have that business sense.
But that I can do. But like being like the actual like person to like
healthcare provider.
That's just not how it's gonna work for me. But in terms of running shifts, getting people in and out, like figuring out like opportunities to like grow, like analyzing data, seeing where there are opportunities to change things, I can turn around a hospital for sure. I'm confident.
I feel like you could, especially with the way you're talking to me now. I don't have hospital to give her, but I want to give her. I'm just like, what do you want me to call it? I can call it Uchenna's General Hospital.
Yes, I'm here for it.
You to be.
Oh, I was a lawyer because I was a talker. So, like, I think for me, it was natural for me to do a lot of the sales stuff in CeCe's closet because, like, I like talking to people. Like, I like talking to people, and I think that, and I like building relationships with people, like, in that moment, just being like relating to people in that moment, it's like something that makes me happy. Like I love hearing other people's stories. Like Chenna would write all these stories. I would like to listen to all the stories.
Wow. Well, you guys, honestly, what's your brother's name?
Ikemefuna.
He's single.
Ikemefuna Ngwudo. We are putting you on the platform. Any girls out there that has their head correct, that has their own job,
yes,
that loves God. I mean, really loves God.
Yes.
And loves God. That can cook food.
Yeah, he
that
eats a
can
lot.
wash their butts and make sure that they're looking clean and nice and their skin is suppliant. People that when they dress up, we know that they're somebody.
Yes. Yes.
Please, put in your applications.
Yes.
He is looking for the most beautiful girl with the most beautiful heart and the most beautiful relationship with God.
Amen.
Don't worry, brother. We've already put out the application. They will send it and submit it to the Unconventional African Platform.
And he is 24. He's 6'5", so tall girls feel free to apply. He's a good person, and he's based out of New York. He wants to stay in New York, so if you're in New York or willing to move, we're willing to consider you.
Oh, yes. Don't worry, I already got somebody. She gets first dibs. All right. Well, guys, honestly, it's just been a joy having you guys on today. Like, y'all
are we
really,
rapping?
we are really, really cool. Like, y'all are really cool. And just listening to your story and listening to the fact that, you know, all of this was just put in line by you following your intuition and following what you had a clutch. People came and asked you about it, and you moved on what you saw. And that was really dope. And I am so elated to see where CeCe's Closet NYC goes. Like, seriously. But before we wrap up, I would like for you guys to tell people how they can get in contact with you, how they can buy your merchandise. Like, let us know what you have for us so that we can be buying. Because, it's almost Christmas. So
It is.
you have to start, buying things and doing things for your friends and family. So please drop the details so we can go there immediately.
Okay. Well, so if you're trying to get some CeCe's Closet swag for that lucky lady in your life,
Hey.
you can always find us at CeCe'sClosetNYC.com. That's CeCe with 2 E's. So CeECees, ClosetNYC.com.
Hey.
And on Instagram, we're at CeCe's Closet NYC. And we're at CeCe's Closet NYC everywhere, every platform, Facebook, Pinterest. And then on Twitter, there's no C. It's just CeCe's Closet NY. We be tweeting too. We be having fun.
Yeah, I be tweeting.
We're making moves, we're shaking things, speaking our truth, living our dreams. I'm talking about the unconventional.